You're tuning in to the Black Hollywood Live Network, featuring news, interviews, and commentary on all things Black Hollywood. Hollywood redefined. From Los Angeles, California, streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is Black Hollywood Live This Week, featuring news and commentary on This Week in Black Hollywood. Black Hollywood Live, Hollywood redefined.
You're listening to Black Hollywood Live.
And now, the host for Black Hollywood Live This Week, Derrial Christon.
What's up, everybody? You're watching Black Hollywood Live This Week. I am your host, Derrial Christon. Here joining me today is Courtney Stewart.
What's up, everybody?
DJ Jesse J. And Aaliyah Cruz.
Word.
As you can see right now, we're bumping Straight Outta Compton. It's in the movie theaters today. Go see it. I saw it. It's unbelievable.
It's so good.
It's the movie of the summer. It's the movie of the year, personally.
I think it's going to be the movie of the year for sure.
Killing it. Definitely go check it out.
Yes.
We got a lot of topics today, including Oprah responds to Straight Outta Compton, ironically. Wendy Williams shuts down NeNe Leakes talk show, and TV personality Omarosa comes to the defense of Donald Trump.
Say what?
Say what?
Karaoke.
That's right.
I don't know.
But first up, I'm going to read the results from last week's Buzzer Meter question, which was, do you think Kelly Osbourne was out of line with her comments that she made about Donald Trump on The View? You guys voted, 56% of you said yes, and 44% of you said no.
So even. No,
So-
it's pretty even.
I mean, I actually
I'm
thought it would be a
surprised that many
bigger
people
divide.
said yes.
Yeah, that's what
To be real.
No, I actually was going to say the opposite. I thought it was going to be a bigger divide for more
People
yeses.
thinking she was out of line?
Yeah, versus the no's.
I want to know about the tea if that, what's her name,
That's
left.
bullshit.
That was bullshit.
I think that's bullshit.
What?
No,
And
she
then she was
left.
there today saying goodbye comfortably. Like, she did not. The rumor was that she was pissed
It was-
off because they made
Who
her
are we referring
apologize.
to?
Rosie Perez.
Oh, Rosie Perez.
I don't think she left for that reason, but I do think she's gone. I mean,
no,
maybe
she
for-
is.
But she's
left the
gone.
show.
She's
Okay,
leaving.
yeah.
But they were trying to say she like stormed off and was pissed off because the producer said she had to apologize, which is crap because she apologized like damn near immediately.
She meant
And
to apologize.
She meant to apologize, and she's not that person. But whatever. And she left today. Today was her last day on the show. She
Yeah.
said goodbye.
Bye, Rosie.
I think it was just timing. All right.
Timing.
The buzz meter today's buzz meter question is: are you going to see Straight Outta Compton? Yes or no? We'll read those results next
I'll
week.
see it again.
I'll see it again. I plan on seeing it again actually tomorrow. We got to support and give that black dollar to the film this weekend, opening weekend.
They're
All
gonna
right.
make so much money, by the way.
They're about
my
to
God,
make
I'm
a
so
crap load of
excited.
I was
money.
at a theater in Huntington Beach, y'all. It was packed last night.
It was sold out at 11 o'clock last night. I was going with a group of friends, and they were sold out.
Yeah,
I was like
8
in
o'clock
North
show.
Hollywood at 11 p.m., and he's like, yeah.
8 o'clock show in Huntington Beach.
Oh, yeah, it's
that
gonna be
ain't
crazy
LA,
this
y'all.
weekend.
And it was sold out. And it wasn't but like 3 of us in there. So
Crazy.
everybody's supporting it, which was beautiful, actually.
It is.
Awesome.
All right, we're gonna move on to trending topics with DJ Jesse J.
Well,
Whale.
Straight Outta Compton. All right, so we went to BHL was at the premiere. It was a really cute carpet, black carpet actually.
Yes, it was.
I
We
like
talked
that.
about some of the fashion.
Yeah, some of the big stars were there, and some of the old school stars were there. I mean, Exhibit, Snoop Dogg, everyone came out and showed their support.
Where's Exhibit been?
Chilling.
Anyway, sorry.
his
That
boat.
was just...
They put Compton up in the air. It was a really great day. And everybody had really positive things to say about Straight Outta Compton, including the Queen, Oprah.
Queen-O.
All right, so Oprah was on Twitter, and she came out to say that the film was very powerful, and that she thought that it was eye-opening rap education, which is an interesting choice
Which
of
I
words.
think she
I like
probably
that. Yeah.
needed.
You know? But
If y'all remember, she had a little tiff with Jay-Z. I don't want to say it like that because I think she got a little bit of that when she dealt with Jay-Z and actually ended up doing that interview and they sort of
Right.
talked about some things. But she has been vocal about not appreciating some of the things that have come out of rap music. So it's cool that she's supported.
And I definitely agree with her about this movie. Watching this movie, for me, you know, knowing who NWA was, and then to see this movie and really kind of dive into each character and how they came about, it was inspiring.
Yeah.
It was just, it made me, whether it was music, art, whatever, it just made you want to get your hustle on. It was
Yeah.
like, this is what the world is about, and this is where we don't want to go back to. And then even in the time of day right now, where we have Black People Matter, Black Lives Matter, it's interesting that this movie's coming out right now.
Yeah.
And whether it will do positive things for people to be inspired to go out and want to push forward, or also, there were some intense scenes, so it'll be really interesting to see how this movie touches
Kind of
pop
changes
culture.
things.
Because even with hip hop, that's where I'm really interested to see what kind of music people are going to be inspired.
So glad you brought that up. Because
do.
if I left nothing after leaving the movie, what made me slightly disheartened is the lack of energy and spirit that I feel like that they had in hip hop that I feel like we don't have at all. Like I feel like and I don't want to be like the old lady like back in the day.
I mean, come on now, but what do you? I mean, we got Kanye. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but this was like sucker MC's gonna.
It's a different. It's the same delivery of a message, but in a different format.
I don't.
Come on, Derrial.
Yeah,
I
think Kanye does, from an artistic perspective,
and I love Kanye,
bring up some interesting ideas and some interesting things to think about. So I'm not trying to knock him or say that I'm sure he was influenced in a huge way by that.
Yeah.
But it's interesting to watch the wave of hip hop and how the commercialism changed things and how.
Sure.
Now we still live in a space that is not unlike the space that they were living in because we have not outgrown those issues, because we have not elevated beyond them. We're still having them. And the idea that our music is not fully reflective of that. There isn't like somebody out there like super powerful that you're like, you are really sharing that message and like trying to move something forward. And at the same time, I mean, at the time, people weren't thinking that was what NWA was doing. So maybe we'll look back and think Iggy Azalea is doing that.
Wrong example.
I'm being funny. But it was funny because like that's what was on the radio as soon as I got back in the car, and I had to like flip to
irony.
backspin,
Right, the
and
irony.
Juicy was on. So I was like, okay, I feel good. But it was funny that was what I got as soon as I got out of there. But whatever, it'll be interesting to see.
I think it'll be a recharge of a new format of gangster rap, just a new development of it, because I think the movie will be so powerful. I mean, it's predicted to make $50 million, and I think they only spent around 28,
25, I think.
Yeah, around 26, between 26 and 28, I read. And I mean, that's just opening weekend, $50 million. It's definitely going to surpass that. And you got to think of international sales, because I have a feeling that, obviously, when the culture outside of America likes to follow our trends, and I think that this movie is going to be so successful that it will reflect that in European sales too, or international sales too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've already seen white kids walking around with Compton T-shirts. So even bringing money back to the neighborhood over there,
And
I
the
hope it
Raiders,
does that.
the team, they're going to be selling a whole bunch of merch. The Raiders.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
Not here anymore, so how does
Someone
that
going to be
work?
making. Someone
It'll
going to
be
make
like,
money.
let's get the retro gear. Like,
Yeah.
where do you get it?
No, the costume designer talked to Ashley from BHL, and she said everything you saw in there you can purchase.
You can
now.
still
She
purchase
was like,
it. Okay.
fresh too. But
Oh, they're going to be crazy price though.
to piggyback off of what you said to Derrial, I just think I understand there are Kanye West and Jay-Z's out there, but those are the people out there right now. Music, it's kind of like. In the 90s, there was a positive political message that these rappers were trying to get across, Public Enemy being one of them. But I feel like today, it's like the Great Depression where they had the circus. No, it was like the circus was created
Great
to
Depression.
distract people from,
What
the
the
negative
music.
that's going on. I feel like right now, hip-hop is that. Everyone's worried about twerking, and every song is a club song. It's all
It's a
about
club
partying
banger,
and turning up, and it's just a takeaway because we don't want to listen to something where it's like talking about political movements and all that, but we need it. So that's why I feel like right now hip hop is in that state.
Yeah.
Not to take anything away from Kanye and Jay-Z,
Sure. No, I mean, I get what
the
you're
people
saying.
doing it, but
Yeah.
so that's interesting to me. But what's even more interesting is this Compton situation is the 100 Days, 100 Nights here in LA. Have you heard about this?
I've just read about that recently.
So, a gang leader, Kenneth KP Peavy, died July 17th, and it started off this Twitter hashtag called 100 Days, 100 Nights, where a bunch of gangs here in LA started talking on Twitter, social media, that they were going to have a bet of who could kill 100 people first. And so far, I think they have a body count of over 20 people. And the streets are between Western, Normandy, Slauson,
In Imperial.
In Imperial, yeah. Rolling 100s, Avenues. I don't even want to be naming names. I don't want to name
You don't want to be the next target on your back.
a bunch of people.
Right.
But it's
really
heartbreaking. It's absolutely heartbreaking. And it got called to my attention because my babysitter actually lives in that area. And she was like, Aaliyah, can I stay with you? I don't want to go back there. And I'm like, they're not even killing like gang members.
No,
they're killing
it's killing
women and
civilians.
children and little girls, and it's like it's the saddest. It's
Hey.
absolutely heartbreaking.
Another news no. Just
Yeah,
kidding.
exactly. It's absolutely heartbreaking, and it's just. This is what I mean. This is why, like last week when I said, like, I'm so sick of it, like, what's the solution? Is because we come on every week and it's like another heartbreaking story where it's like somebody's lost their daughter or somebody's lost their son or, you know, and it's, I just don't know. I feel like I don't know. I don't even know what the right words to say anymore, but I'm sick of reporting on the bad things that are happening, and I'm ready to think about taking a pragmatic approach to how do we make this better and start within our own community, because this is black on black crime. This is black on black. We have to. You have to look at it as it's a national problem. Okay, so if the black community is suffering, it's on everybody. It's on everybody. There's something we're not doing. There's economic problems. There's social problems. There's such a thing called white privilege. All of these things factor in to why we have the situations that we have, and we have to be selfless. We have to clean out our own closets, and everyone has to remove egos and think about how to fix this problem and move forward, because until we actually do that, it's just going to be one heartbreaking story after the next. A 6-year-old girl was killed at the bus stop.
Yeah,
Are you kidding me?
over a game. This is a game. People think this is like...
Ha, very funny. Someone's mom is crying still. That's not dumb.
And then to touch into the Straight Outta Compton movie, it's like, okay, well, what's going to happen is that now we're going to relive that. They're going to send a whole bunch of troops down there to, you know what I mean?
It's funny you bring that up, because they were talking about on local LA news about beefing up security at certain movie theaters. Universal apparently supposedly said that they would reimburse certain theaters for the financial expense it would be to beef up security, because they were concerned that lots of people are going to go see this, including opposing gang members, and there could be some issues. I pray that will actually not be the case.
Yeah.
And my personal prayer is that if this movie does... obviously, it's a great story. It's a history of America type story that like everybody should know in general. But for the people in those communities, to see their own community and see people that were in their community, and to see the way they worked their way out of it. And there were some great moments, like when Dre is talking to Eazy-E about doing selling drugs versus trying to get into music, and like if you at least see that there is another way and there are other options that perhaps film can inspire, and maybe that the inspiration will be that these gang members are going to these theaters this weekend and seeing this stuff.
Seeing the message.
And seeing the message and receiving the message, and maybe a few of them at least will say, you know what? I'm not, this 100 days, that's crap, like we're screwing ourselves, and maybe that's what the good can come out of.
Right, I mean, the movie is about these guys who wanted to get out of the hood and became millionaires and billionaires, not trying to go backwards and go back into the hood.
And
you know what I mean? So
exactly.
Hopefully people will understand that message, because that's important, you know.
And I did love the fact in the movie that, was it Jerry or Ice Cube who sat with Eazy and basically showed him, like, look, this is what you're doing with drugs, now just transfer that into...
It was Dre.
It was
Dre?
Dre?
It was definitely a moment with Dre. I don't want to talk about too much about the movie. But,
You were telling
Just go see it. It was so awesome.
And then just one last point I wanted to make. We focus so much on like Chicago with gangs and things. I haven't heard about the West Coast gangs as much. I don't know if that's been hidden more in media, because I have read that things have gotten like kind of cleaned up, and things were a lot better.
I think the point I think it's obvious that it's still active, but in terms of a statistical situation, LA had done a lot of work in the 80s and 90s to sort of get the gang situation a little bit more under control. Is it? So there, absolutely. But Chicago, after the turn with the economic downturn in 2008, just hit another like level of torture, so to speak. Like, so their communities had a different effect. But that doesn't mean that LA it never went away per se. But they had definitely done a lot of work to change.
You're right, but our countries, it's our country though. It's our country not doing the work. Like, it's our country that's like making the social welfare plane not even, and that's the number one problem. You want to say like, okay, there's statistically higher amount of black fathers that are missing out on lives. It's for a reason. It's not because they don't want to be there. It's certain circumstances that have brought people to that, and so we have to look at it as our problem, and that's just basically that's what I feel like with it.
Well, some other people having some problems like BET. Just kidding. Well, they are actually
It is kind of a
losing.
problem.
It is, actually.
It's kind of a scary problem, too.
They are losing two of their favorites, Brock Akil and husband Salim Akil. They just inked a 3-year deal with Warner Brothers Television, so congratulations.
Huge.
Congratulations,
on
that's a big deal.
And big diversity to come for Warner Brothers, I'm sure. You know what I mean?
Now, this will start after 2016.
May of 2016,
May
yeah.
2016.
And now some people were worried, well, what does that mean for Being Mary Jane? Well, they're still keeping the show on BET. They're going to be getting a new showrunner who has not been named yet.
And Mara's just a consultant.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it really doesn't switch the format of that show because so many women, love that show and it's getting great ratings.
Just
And
Derrial, you don't love the show?
I've only seen a couple episodes, to be honest with you, but
that's
I would watch it, but I have only seen a couple episodes because I don't have time to watch
First
television,
episode's good.
unfortunately. I would say that hopefully the person that they have come in is somebody who can handle the job because Mara's obviously killed it. And I know that obviously they're losing the game as well, which Mara had also created.
Well, it's over.
It's
Yeah.
over, yeah. So
It was time.
it was time. It ran its course, but still,
It was
Game over.
game over.
Yeah.
But the thing that's not the bigger, I mean, yes, Being Mary Jane is like a point of contention, like, oh no, what's going to happen with that? But like the idea that there won't be more programming developed by these people because BT, with their relationship with Mara, was starting to go in a very specific direction. And it was kind of away from some things that they had done in the past. And I don't want to speak specifically because I don't want to be judgmental because I would be. And I admit that. But the thing that I'm interested in seeing what happens is how they fill that gap with continued programming, not just with how Mary Jane stays on, but like what else
new
would have
original
evolved
programming.
out of that.
Right.
Like, and I know that Brandy has a new show that she's
does.
working on for BET and
Whoopi
whatnot.
Goldberg has a show that's coming out on the
Apparently,
network
yeah,
as well.
so-
I'm excited about that one.
Yeah.
Baby. I love Whoopi.
Yeah, so we'll see.
Well, here's the
Hopefully
positive.
they-
It gives an opportunity for another black talent to come in and step in that position
sure.
because there's
Totally.
plenty of talent out there.
Absolutely.
So, so that's a good thing.
About getting the right one. Well, so if you are a fan of Being Mary Jane or whatever your favorite TV show is, as soon as that TV show is done, head over to our sister site, AfterBuzzTV.com, and we'll be over there talking about it, and maybe you might see some familiar faces over there. AfterBuzzTV.com.
All right. Thank you, Jesse.
Jesse works on all platforms.
That's
guys.
right. He does. He
I'm
is.
tired, y'all. Help.
You got a lot of talent over there, Jesse. All right, we're going to move over to gossip with Courtney Stewart.
All right, so we got some gossip in the news this week.
I didn't even want to read the story because I just wanted to hear the tea from you.
Whatever. Okay. All right, so
Because I know you got extra.
some of y'all might remember a while back there was some word on the street that Miss NeNe Leakes might be getting her own daytime talk show. And oh my God, what? And then at some point there was some shade being thrown on social media coming from Miss NeNe Leakes at Miss Wendy Williams, basically being like, girl, you just worried I'm gonna come for your crown on daytime TV. And everybody was like, girl, bye, what are you talking about? Okay. So
Wendy's a journalist, honey.
exactly. So those of you that don't know, Wendy Williams obviously has it's the #1 talk show on daytime right now. It's doing very, very well. And so word is Mr. B. Scott was reporting this week that this is what really transpired because Wendy and NeNe's relationship has been pretty much severed, and it has played out on social media, primarily on NeNe's part. You're not going to catch Wendy tweeting about NeNe, really. So the deal was apparently that NeNe was working on developing a talk show with the same production company that does Wendy's show, which is Debmar Mercury. And word is that Wendy, I believe it was earlier last year, had her Hot Topics on her show one day, and she was talking about NeNe, who had developed a Birkin bag that was for charity, but it was all kinds of crazy like paint on it and whatever. But NeNe did it. It was for a charity event.
Tidal.
And Wendy, in regular form, was kind of coming for the bag. Like, why did she do that? And why would you buy a Birkin bag that's toe up like that? NeNe did not like that. Went on social media, went off on Wendy Williams, and how dare you say this about me? And NeNe called Wendy Wendell. basically trying to, come for her a little bit.
It's kind of funny though.
And it's so stupid. But then word is that after that sort of incident happened, this whole relationship NeNe had with the production company ended up being severed because apparently, supposedly, the production company had initially gone to Wendy to say, how do you feel about us developing a show for NeNe? And Wendy was like, I'm cool with that. That's cool. That's cool. But then after the Birkin bag incident and then NeNe went in on her on a social media, supposedly Wendy Williams went back to Debmar and was like, no, bitch, it's me or her. Bye. And of course, Debmar went with their show pony that's making the money and stuck with Wendy. So that's what the word is on what happened to NeNe's daytime show.
And it was supposed to come on right after Wendy's show.
It was supposed to come on after Wendy and all of this. And yeah, so that's the gossip on that.
Well, the lesson learned, don't talk trash about the person who's on the network or the head show on the network that you're going to before your deal is done, because clearly still got room to be
You know what sucks
exited.
is I love NeNe. Like, I do. I don't know why. She's like my favorite housewife across the board. And
She was mine.
Why not? Just because of this?
No,
I like
not
Wendy
this.
too, but like,
2 seasons ago. But whatever. Moving on.
I do love her. I do want her to win. Like, it makes me kind of sad, but Wendy was being the bigger person, so I mean, shit.
Did you guys see Wendy Williams fall off stage?
Yes,
Yeah.
she did in her little shorts, and then she was cussing. It was really funny. It was cute. But actually, I think this is kind of funny, and I don't fully buy the story.
Really?
What do you mean?
I don't fully buy the story. Because if the investment was for real in NeNe already, yes, Wendy could say some stuff and have some, whatever, but I don't know that she would be
Have that power?
shutting it down like that, in my personal opinion of Wendy. That's
Well,
just
I
my
know
opinion.
that Fashion Police is having NeNe on as their first guest, and I wonder if that's kind of the realm. They were super excited for NeNe to be joining them.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the realm of where she.
Yeah. And in the end, like, if she was developing a show, like, another company could have picked it up, number one.
True.
And also, if anything, for me, if I worked at Debmar, I would see NeNe as a liability. Bump what Wendy's saying. Like, how you coming for the show that's your lead-in, that's going to be your, like, Wendy would be helping push you forward.
Right.
And you're coming on social media, like, grow the fuck up. Like, I personally, as the executive, might have been...
Well, I think the thing is, NeNe, she started out as reality, and then she was a stripper before that, which I'm not knocking any of that, but I'm saying, like, now that she's getting everything that she wanted and that she desired as an actress and it's coming to her, it's like, now you have to have your actions match the behavior that it should be, and that's just basically it.
That was not professional. So I don't necessarily blame Wendy. That's why I said it.
I don't necessarily blame her either, especially if you let her go from the beginning, but I still mess with
I feel like she needs to just stick with Bravo, create a show.
Well, I was
on
gonna say, why don't they
Bravo.
put like some type of talk
Fashion
show?
Queens
or
is leaving, so
It is,
maybe
yeah.
she could step
They could
in
do that on
place and
Bravo.
do something.
I didn't really care for that.
Well, me either, but I'm saying maybe put NeNe on. I couldn't stand. I love Bevy, but on that show with them two guys, I couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
could be
Bevy's
recast.
they're all stars, but Bevy will be fine. She's a rare
Oh, Betty
talent.
was working on
yeah,
something,
she's already.
she's gonna be all
she's gonna be
good.
great.
That's probably why Fashion Queens is also gone, because she got something better. All right. Well, anyway, good luck, NeNe.
Good luck.
You got a game show or something that we were
Right.
talking about a while ago. Hopefully that works out for you. Moving on. Okay.
Or you could go to BT.
Which sure.
No, if they're getting rid of Mara, do not bring NeNe over there.
Why? NeNe could do something scripted.
She could actually.
Have you seen NeNe act?
She doesn't bother me.
Yeah, because she always plays herself.
So?
She could go on Real Housewives.
What are you talking about? She played the
Husbands.
evil witch in what was it?
Cinderella! That's cool, though. She did Broadway. That's no easy
No.
feat.
Oh, we
Absolutely
definitely
not.
think
We
it's
can't take that.
amazing. We definitely think it's amazing. Moving on.
I'm not messing with Courtney.
Yo, I
over
think it's
there.
amazing. What? I'm not, girl. If you got a job on Broadway, you get that check.
However you
That's
gotta
how,
get that
I
check.
mean,
You get
Broadway?
Get that check.
Yeah.
Listen,
We're not talking about.
It was very
skill.
short-lived, though,
We're
right?
talking.
Listen,
I
she
mean,
has milked that reality stardom to the next level. I ain't mad at her.
It's not about how long you did it, Jesse.
You was there,
It's about
that's
being
true.
able to say you did it and your name was on the marquee.
Period.
And it was on Real Housewives of
Marquee.
Very
Atlanta,
true.
so that's gonna be
There
forever.
you go. That's forever. Moving
Go,
on.
Nene.
Speaking of
There
forever.
you go. I thought you said Derrial.
I know she did too at first.
And there we go. Okay. So we're gonna move on to some more nonsense and drama and people putting their business in the street that probably should stay at home. So Lil Kim had a baby, y'all, named Royal Rain with Mr. Papers.
Royal
He needs some papers.
Mr. Papers.
Don't do that.
I assume Mr. Papers is a rapper.
Yes, well, he's a struggling rapper
struggling
for
rapper.
many years, and the only thing he's ever been able to get himself into is
That T-shirt,
JJ.
that old
Is
T-shirt.
Lil Kim.
A true religion.
Good job.
Okay.
Good job.
Okay, so here's what
He needs a
happened.
stylist.
So they just had a baby like last year, y'all. By May, they was already about to let it go. Like, we can't be together, we fighting, it's going crazy. So in May, they started this huge custody battle in court. Like, Kim wants custody. She accused Papers. I'm so mad that I have to say that. Like, what is his real name? I can't even find it. She accused Papers of being physically abusive and getting a restraining order and all of this stuff. And, like, people were upset, like, how you gonna do that? And he was all on social media, like, coming for her, posting pictures of Nicki Minaj and posting all kind of crazy stuff, like, obviously coming for Kim.
Called her a deadbeat.
He posted
He has
Other
that
than
thing.
he-
He has that thing. You see that thing, that white underneath his eyes?
Oh.
They say that, like, when you watch those profiles of a serial killer, like, if you have white underneath your eyes, you're more likely like a... like, he has that.
Well, hopefully he ain't a part of the 100 Days, 100 Nights. 'cause
Right.
we ain't talking about you, Mr. Papers.
No, we aren't talking about
I'm sorry,
Jimmy.
I'm just reporting Mr. Papers. I don't believe nothing. I know this is just gossip. But
Mr. Papers, I'm a scary ass bitch. Please don't come for me.
don't come for me. I don't want
I'm
none.
trying to hide my face
It
so
ain't
they
gotta
don't see
be
who I am.
none. Like, don't want none of it. Well, the rumor is that he was whooping up on Lil Kim and like being all kinds of inappropriate, and then he got mad and went on his social media and was calling her out and calling her a bad mama and all kinds of stuff. Well, Lil Kim was pretty strong for the most part. She wasn't really like doing too much response of what's going on, even though people were coming for her like, how dare you like accuse him of this horrible thing, blah 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 blah. Well, come this month, y'all, Mr. Papers done came out and basically admitted to being a crazy ass and apologized to Kim, to everybody. He posted a picture on his social media, actually this week, I believe, maybe it was late last week, holding his baby. And this was the heartfelt apology that he gave to the lovely Queen Bee. Quote, I want to apologize to the girl that I love and the only girl I will ever love, at Lil Kim Queen Bee. My baby's mother, best friend. She is an amazingly beautiful girl inside and out and the realest girl I know. My heart is with her. I made a lot of mistakes growing up and I even made mistakes after I grew up, but one of my biggest mistakes was losing my wife and all that time with my family. When I posted a pic of her enemy, I was in my feelings and upset because she was posting pics with other niggas. And I acted off of my emotions, but the truth is, there is no female out there, rapper chick, celeb chick, or regular female, that is badder or flyer than Kim. Nobody. Nobody, baby. And as you guys can see, I'm the type of person that just says exactly what I feel, no chill. And he posted a picture with his baby.
That
And she
nice.
responded, and she was like, thank you. I love you, and I'm glad you like stepped up and told the truth.
That's real love right there.
That's that hood
That's that
love,
hood
y'all.
love.
I
That's that
appreciate
hood
it.
love.
Hood love for life.
Go back to him.
Oh, you hope she ain't going back to him? I mean,
Lil Kim's, I mean, you know, no shade. You love who you love.
but why?
I don't know. I just feel like, here's why. Okay, I'm gonna just keep it 100. I just feel like if you really love somebody, and no matter how grown, I just don't think he's mature enough to be with somebody like her. And the
How
reason,
old is Mr. Papers? Do
who
we
knows?
know? Do we have an
That
idea?
face
He's
looking-
paperless.
Oh, probably somewhere in his mid 30s.
I would think mid to early
No.
30s.
And he's
I
still
would
trying
think
to be a
late
rapper?
30s.
I mean, if he's going by the name Mr. Papers,
I know he's younger.
think he
I'm
thinks
pretty sure
he
he's
is a
younger than
rapper.
Kim. And Kim's
He is?
probably almost
40.
40.
40, yeah.
So 37.
He's around probably
Okay.
mid
All right.
mid 30s.
Well, yeah, that's way too old to still be catching feelings and putting your business on.
But
Instagram.
yeah, and like, I mean, he posted that she was a deadbeat mom.
Yeah,
and
he did.
Then, I mean, to take the Nicki Minaj thing, it's like, I mean, it was like a half-naked picture of Nicki Minaj.
At least he
Maybe-
corrected it. I
maybe-
would hate for you to just say something and then not fix it up.
He did
Right.
correct it.
He did correct it.
Maybe he went to his like anger management therapist and had a chat and was like, I get in my feelings and I go on Instagram. Like maybe you should delete Instagram and Twitter off your phone
Absolutely.
and be a grown up.
Or maybe he's just friends with Future.
Or maybe you
That
should
too.
take after your name and should have wrote a nice private message to Lil Kim on paper.
I would have
Well, I
wanted
think
you to
no.
say something. You publicly
but-
put my
yeah,
business
that's
out there.
public
You better
shame
publicly
her.
apologize.
she-
Straight up.
yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
You're going to talk about me on social media?
I'm
Fix
sure
it on
she
social
said that
media.
to him.
Definitely
She
needed to
definitely said
publicly
that.
apologize.
Yes.
I
for
think
sure.
so.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Otherwise, why would you
I
ever
just feel
look
like
at him?
she'll shine better if she focuses
Loses
on
the
herself.
dead weight.
Who? Yeah.
You know?
Mr. Paper is. We don't know where.
But we appreciate the apology.
Thank you for the apology.
Yeah.
The picture with
Hopefully it
your
was
daughter was very
heartfelt.
beautiful, and hopefully you will continue in your anger management classes and just continue to be a good father.
I love that you just
Amen.
went ahead and assumed that he's definitely in anger management
I'm
classes.
saying
Oh, it's not
an
reported.
assumption, because even if he's not, then brother, maybe you should consider it. Because if you can't control, like, think about it. Like social media, people are like, like how you drunk text people and you're
Right.
like, oh snap, okay.
No, I've never done that. What are you talking
You
about?
haven't?
Oh.
I have.
Well,
I'm kidding.
either way, I get that if
Like,
you
I'm
drunk
just-
text, but
I'm like, I miss it
social
so much.
media. How long does it take y'all to post a pic? Like, it takes me a minute to like figure, okay, what am I saying? Okay,
Right.
what do we? That takes some thought. And it's
Yeah.
kind of like when you get it in with somebody that ain't your man or you're a girl and you don't use anything. Like you didn't think. Like you got a minute to think about. Like
But to his
what
defense, though,
you're
when
doing.
you're angry, sometimes you can
that
hit some
means
buttons
you
real
need
quick.
anger management, because if you have
I
time,
mean,
if
does
you,
that really mean
even
you
if
need anger
typing it
management just
out,
because you little
you
tipsy
gotta
and
go
you
find
send a
a
text?
picture.
Not saying I did that.
You
but
gotta
I'm just
find
saying.
a picture. You gotta put up a caption, and then you gotta pick a filter. You gotta go through. How many
It takes
screen?
longer
It takes a
than just
minute. Like
texting
so
somebody, like,
That's how you
time to
save people's
process.
contacts that you know you're going to hit up when you're drunk. You save their contacts under your notes so that you have to like find their number so that way there's
Because
no
if
way
it's not
you
like
can
right
do it.
there, it's not quick. So
Speaking from
you need
experience.
to talk to somebody. He might need a a counselor or something for a little while.
All right.
Just think about it, brother. Boop. Raise that baby.
Raise the baby. That's the
Go
most
get some
important
paper
thing.
checks.
Period.
All right.
Get some paper
Well, he's
checks.
coming with a good fresh start.
He got a
It
new
is.
song.
Fresh
out
start,
or
but we
something?
gotta applaud the brother for at least apologizing. Let's start there.
Hey, I respect
You know what
an
I'm
apology.
All right.
It's not easy to do.
Is that all the
Period.
gossip you got for us today, Courtney?
Fortunately, yes.
That seemed like it was like 20 stories of gossip. I feel like it was only 2, but it
That's what
seemed.
I'm like, y'all stop putting your business on social media.
That,
Damn,
right.
y'all
When you're
grown.
over 13, you should not be putting your
I'll
business
give
on
you the
social
25.
media.
I'll give you the 25. Like up until 25, I get it. You might, be doing something, but past 20, come on, y'all. We real grown.
We real
right now.
grown
We
up in
real
this
grown.
room. Real grown. Real grown. All right, talking about real grown, some other real grown shows we have on Black Hollywood Live you can check out on iTunes. We have The Real Grown Show, The Beat, which Jesse hosts. The Real Grown Show, Fashion 401, which Courtney hosts as well.
too.
We also got a Real Grown Show called Portraits, which all 3 of us host.
Yeah.
And we got 10 other shows outside of that as well. Check us out. You guys have been doing a great job with giving us notes and comments back. We really have been taking that into account when we're programming our shows and also for some of our future programming that's coming up. So please, if you don't want to give us a 5, let us know why and give us a comment, let us know, and we will continue to give you the best programming that we can. So go to Black Hollywood Live on iTunes and give us a rating and comment. All right, moving on to EUR Web Story Spotlight of the Week.
Our web story spotlight of the week.
All right, Mr. Trump. He's in the news again. We just talked
Really?
about him last week.
What could he have possibly said?
Yes, and now we're going to talk about him again. Apparently, he was in the news this week for some comments that he made about Fox News. Fox News' correspondent Megyn Kelly. Apparently, they got into a bigger debate this week about she was questioning him in reference to his comments he's made in the past about women, and she felt some of the comments were derogatory. He went on to Don Lemon's CNN show and
Don
made this.
Lemon. Anytime Don Lemon is in the business, it's not going good.
Right. Poor Don. So he went on to his show, and this is the comment that Mr. Trump made. You could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, referencing Megyn Kelly. Blood coming out of her wherever. So what they were saying is that he was referencing her cycle, which if you don't know what that is.
Her menstrual cycle.
Her menstrual cycle. And he got a little backlash about that. And Omarosa has gone on defense for her former apprentice boss.
Because she want to be in the White House if he
She was
can.
being well. She was on and
Yeah,
she
with
said,
Omarosa. No, I lived in the same building as Omarosa. She used to come down to use the lobby computer all day long. She's so annoying. I don't really mess with her. Her little
I'll tell
white
you
dog.
really
For that specific reason.
For that specific reason.
That bitch
but
was using up all the free Wi-Fi.
It was just she didn't let anybody else use it.
Damn it,
This is like
Omarosa.
5 years ago.
But this is what Omarosa had to say about the comments made and about Megyn Kelly. She stated that Megyn Kelly engaged in the lowest form of journalism when she was questioning Mr. Trump. She also said the other campaigns don't understand what a celebrity is. All right? She said they need to study the races that involve celebrities like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jesse Ventura, Sonny Bono, and Ronald Reagan. That's where you need to get your facts to know how to deal with these races with celebrities, because Mr. Trump is in a category of his own. So she's a Democrat. We found out she is a registered Democrat, and she was asked if she would vote for Mr. Trump because she's obviously defending him, and she said she would not until she found out what his viewpoints are on race relations. Which we all are waiting on. Now, since that moment with Megyn Kelly as well and the backlash for him commenting on her menstrual cycle, he has been dumped from a conservative event that was going to take place because they felt like he went way too far with his comments. And he is also backed down from the statement that he made. He's kind of trying to dodge the bullet a little bit on the statement that he made. What do you guys think about that?
Do you guys watch the Kelly
really.
File? Do you
Yes,
guys watch?
sometimes.
I can't stand her.
Megyn with a Y?
She totally comes across to me as a racist. Every time I was watching her during I just wanted to
I
like
was
throw
gonna say,
stuff at her.
you're right.
But I don't care for her. Like I watch Fox. Okay, I tend to vote Republicans sometimes. I'm independent, but I will watch Fox and I will watch CNN, and I just don't like her. So to be honest, when he said it, I thought it was funny, and I don't care. I'm a woman, and do I really care? No, that's just my opinion. I'm always gonna have Trump's back, though, for the most part. At least so far, he has not offended me yet.
Here comes the hate comments on YouTube.
Yeah, I know everybody hates me. But do your research. Google some of the stuff I'm talking about because you might be surprised. But as far as I can see why it would be offensive to women. But I'm a woman, and for me, it wasn't offensive.
Megyn Kelly's just trying to get her name out there.
Megyn Kelly is gross. She just irritates the crap out of me. To me, she's like, ugh.
And I really do want to know if her name was spelt with a Y.
That's what's bothering you the most. That's what I love. Courtney, what do you feel about
It all
his comments
starts with
about
My
women?
feelings are complicated, and I'll try to make it as brief as possible. I'm not a fan of Megyn Kelly at all. I'm not a fan of most of the broadcasters on Fox News, but I do watch and I pay attention because you're supposed to see all sides. What I found offensive is that Megyn Kelly was asking a difficult question that was a fair question, because the reality is you are a man that's going to be representing women, and women have certain needs right now in this country in terms of fairness and equal pay for equal work and those types of things. And the idea that you come for women the way that you do is disrespectful and distasteful. And I think as a leader of the free world, that's not necessarily something that I want my representative to be vocalizing. In your regular life, I can take it as just like you running off at the mouth, but this isn't regular life. You're about to try to be the representative for one of the most powerful countries in the world. So I think you're required to step it up.
Yeah.
So I don't think the question was out of line. I think that because she was not the only moderator
No, she
for
wasn't.
that debate. She was not the only moderator that asked difficult questions. It's interesting that they gave her the woman question, which I would guess they did that on purpose.
Sure.
But the fact that you came only for her when you were also asked difficult questions by the other moderators, and the comment, as flippant as in regular life, we can roll our eyes and be like, that's some bull. But it's effing rude.
Time
like,
and place.
we are grown-ups and we're all adults. She had a job that she was doing. You're trying to do your job. You don't need to come at me talking about basically, oh, you're on your period, because it's disrespectful, because we're all professional and we're all trying to do a job, and it's not cool. And it's not okay to me at all that he continued to and he went on, he kept saying everywhere, that's a saying, I said it about, because when he first said it, he was like, I said it about some other guy or
He did
whatever
say
that he was
yeah.
talking about. And I was like, oh, okay, well, maybe he probably didn't mean it really that way. But then it went further in the whole bleeding from wherever. And then he was like, I was just trying to move the conversation along to the next thing. Based on what I've heard and how he seems to speak, I think that he actually did mean, bitch, you on your period, calm the fuck down. That's what
he absolutely
Oh, he meant that. I can't even dispute that.
But that's why I don't, him supposedly being this super honest person, don't try to play me, don't pee on my leg and call it rain. You be real. I was coming for her, and I thought she was being bitchy, and I came for her.
You have a really good point. She did ask a valuable question, and I think that there was nothing wrong with the question she asked. Let me clarify that. But I can see how, personally, when you watch the Kelly File and you see her over and over and over saying this stuff, I just cannot take that woman. So, when you're watching that, I can see how some of that might spill over. Not saying that it justifies it,
right.
but he probably had it coming from her because of that.
And I get that. But if you're going to do it, own up to it, because that's what you're claiming your platform is.
Yeah, that
is
grosses
I'm
me
gonna
out.
be
He should be owning up to
completely
it.
real about
Listen,
it.
this is
He
Donald,
should be owning up
this
to
is
it.
Donald Trump. He's a very smart man. He knows exactly when someone's coming at him. That was his way of getting her back for what he felt.
But is
I'm sure was
Omarosa
gonna
the
come
one
back.
you want defending you?
Well, she's going to defend him regardless.
She wants to be in the
That's a
White
smart
House,
move.
so you can't
But
be
then
mad,
here's the unfortunate thing, though, and I don't think this is necessarily smart. We already know that Donald Trump is very outspoken. He says these statements. He doesn't give a crap because he's got a lot of money. But here's the thing. In 2012, 53% of women voted, right? And they were talking about how that number really changed what the end result of the election.
Yeah.
Mr. Trump, be a smart man. Use all your, use your brain in this situation. You don't want to alienate or offend the people who could save you during this race.
It was unnecessary.
Well, I think,
On an unnecessary statement. He could have said lots of things to Megyn to cut her at the legs, but he didn't have to go there.
And it wasn't even funny because, like, most of the time I get a kick out of the stuff he says because I'm like, ah, ha, ha. Like, you know,
Right, I
he's
don't
like,
take it
they're
too
my
seriously.
tenants or this or
Right.
that. And it makes me laugh. Like, he's like a stand up comedian to me. But, like, when he said that, it wasn't even funny. So I was like, it wasn't even funny, man. Like, waste your
it's
moments
like
for some
the
humor.
lowest common option. Like, that's the lowest, dumbest, easiest way you could have.
But I think he could bounce back if there's a
chance.
chance. It wasn't the end of the world, but it wasn't.
It's not the
he
end
could
of the
come
world,
better.
because
keeps
He
him
could come
in
better.
there. His numbers are still
Which I
doing
shouldn't say. I'm
okay.
gonna just shut up.
We're talking about him, and
What
makes him
bothers me
real.
about him is it makes me feel like we are choosing, because he got kicked off of whatever event that was, but
Yeah.
then he went and did a different event in like Michigan, I think it was, that he got invited to or whatever. And all the people going into the event, they were like interviewing people like, what do you want? Like, we want him to like finally start laying out some details and give us some plans and blah, blah, blah. And everybody knows the reason he's not doing that is because he can then be attacked on those things. And so
Right.
he's not doing that right now. He's just talking in bravado. But what's obnoxious is that the same people that went in like, we want details and blah, 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 and then they hear about what he did with this Megyn Kelly situation and all that, they're like, we don't care, it's fine. And they ask him afterwards, like, well, did you get the details you wanted, and are you feeling still good? I didn't get the details I wanted, but I'll still vote for him. I like him. And I'm like, it plays on the ignorance and simple-mindedness that we like relax into in this country, which is why we're in a up situation to begin with, is because we don't challenge people enough. We don't go after and like really require these leaders to be leaders and do the things that they
very
need to
true.
do.
Or
in this
why anybody
government.
has already made up their decision of who they're voting
Voting
for right
at this
now.
moment.
Well,
Like,
also-
I haven't made up my
And it
mind. I
feels
like
good
him,
that
but
he's,
I
like, talking to
certainly
me
don't
like
have my
my
mind made up on
friends
But here's
anybody,
the thing.
either party.
Even what Omarosa said, it goes back to what we do, and as Americans, we do make weird decisions sometimes based off of celebrity and popularity.
And it's
Hence
gross.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, all these other people that were mentioned. You know what I mean? And
But some people have done a good job.
some people have done a good job, sure, but I never took it really that seriously at the beginning with him running, but now I'm really like, he could mess around. And
Now you have to.
You
because
have to.
Out
yeah.
of everybody, he's probably being talked about the most.
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, Hillary's.
Well, now
That
Hillary just did the
conversation
Black
has been
Lives
quiet.
Matter, so we'll see how that
Yeah.
changes her.
But I'm sorry, but I
in
just
this-
I know
feel like
I'm not
he's
voting
making
for
more-
Hillary.
He's making more of
Not.
a noise. I think
Yeah.
he's rambling pots. Not to say if we take that seriously or not, but it seems as if lots of people are.
Well, we shall see what happens. It'll be an interesting election, no doubt. Speaking of something else that's very interesting is my boy Prince. Oh, that was nice and in sync. That's why I love this group right here. I love this group. So, Prince obviously has been very vocal about him wanting to take all his music off of the internet. In fact, a couple of years ago, which is crazy, he said internet was dead. I don't know who was in his ear when he was talking about that. It's really not dead.
Internet is very resourceful.
Very resourceful
Very much
there.
alive, very much alive.
But he is going to be working with Tidal, and he is going to be putting out his next album through Tidal. It's going to be released on September 7th. The album is called Hit and Run. I'm excited about it because I'm a huge Prince fan. But there's been a lot of criticism because, and I'm actually going to be one of them because,
You can't get it.
it's hard,
You gotta download that Tidal.
You got to download the
It's a
Tidal, and
free
you can either
subscription
do
for the month.
$9.99 or $19.99 for the month. And
Just get the $9.99. I did the $20 one.
do the $20.
No difference.
But here's the thing, though. To me, it's a little disappointing because, like, I had all of his catalog on my Spotify. I could take it away. I can even take it being gone from YouTube and those type of things. But it was on my Spotify. It was on my Pandora. You know what I mean? Like, all this stuff is being removed, and I kind of feel Prince is a little selfish.
Yep.
It's a little selfish because the people who are allowing you to make music in the sense of buying your records and have help grow your career, I feel like you're kind of in a way we're getting punished because there's lots of people who can't afford to stream these different
monthly
pay on a monthly
yeah.
basis. I mean, you know, that is one portion. Then another thing is like, you know, there should be, you have tons and tons and tons and vaults of music. You can't share some of that music with your fans. You know, I mean, what are you going to do with it when you die? You know what I mean? Heaven forbid. You know, just, you got to be able to, I just feel like it's a little selfish. I feel like he's taken away from the fans who put him where he is. I get it that it's your music and you need to be paid for the work that you do. But I mean, you got to give a little bit. I mean, you can't find it anywhere. When they took off Spotify, that was kind of the end of the end. Because I already paid for Spotify, so now I got to pay for Tidal to get the music that I had on Spotify that I've been collecting forever. But then you get rid of Spotify,
right?
I mean, yeah, but
everything's not on Tidal.
But everything is not on Tidal at all. And that's what the point is. I get what he's trying to do because he's saying, like, you know, here I am, I'm legendary, and people will come to find this and hear this. Okay, then great. That gets a couple 100,000 followers on Tidal. But at the same time, you're erasing yourself from hip-hop history. Yeah. When you are removing your catalog's music from YouTube, because it's 2015, we're in a new age of technology. When you take your music off of Vivo, when you take it off of Spotify, when you take it off the radios and things like that, you're not getting any more new fans. Kids aren't sitting up here checking for Prince and gonna sit here and go through the maze to try and find Prince's music. And not only that, but your new music, you know, to each his own, ain't the legendary stuff that we were listening to.
It definitely is not.
You know, so it's kind of almost like, bitch,
well, see, that's why I think it's different with Prince, because he to me is like consummate artist, and like in his mind it's just about the art, and if they're not going to respect the art, then he doesn't want to be any part of it. And it's not about like fans sticking around, like who comes will come, and that's what it's going to be, because he wants to continue to create and be respected for what he's doing and not taken advantage of, because his art is precious to him. And I just think that it doesn't matter to him that he's erased from pop. He's done what he's done. You take it if you want to as it is, and this is how he wants to do it going forward, because he has felt the abuse of the music industry and not feeling good about the way that they make deals and how things have gone down. And so he's just in a position where he's just like, I'm going to create regardless, because that's what I do and that's my life and that's what means everything to me. And if you can come, great. If not, I'm not trying to punish you. It's just that I'm moving forward in this movement the way that I need to, the same way that you guys are moving forward in your movement with free music wherever you want to get it. But I'm not going to take part in that. So I kind of have to respect it a little bit, even though it's frustrating.
I respect it, but I think it's selfish.
I mean, I respect it because at the end of the day, I done heard your songs and I'm good. I know what they sound like. So.
And I still download, you know, I still get his new music as well. And, you know, I just give it a little bit of leeway. And I just...
Tidal, let's work on your prices.
Yeah, let's work on the prices.
Let's work on your prices. Because for music to stream, I mean, I can get Netflix for about $8.99 on the like basis. Yeah. Hulu is $7.99. Why are you as a music store?
And Hulu's been charging me for like 2 years. I didn't realize I still had it, and I was like,
Anton's been going through all those changes. They've lost like executives. You know, I mean, there's been a lot of stuff going on.
It's interesting that this came out, because I actually thought I had heard some rumblings that they were going to sort of shut it down.
That's what I heard too. I was surprised.
This deal is probably trying to last ditch effort to
good luck,
move it forward.
Farewell.
But $9.99. Who was in your marketing team that decided that $9.99 was like the proper price point for music?
$9.99 should have been the top price point.
I agree.
And then have a $5.99 I'd pay $5 a month.
$1.99. You know,
because that's the point. When you do things that are that small, you don't even notice. Like I was saying, like you don't even notice that they're gone from your account. You don't even know.
And the sound quality, honestly, is not that epic.
It wasn't that great.
Is not that epic.
No, because I listened to his Ferguson concert that he did in May, and it wasn't that great. And some people complain that actually the concert he did, it was only for an hour. The concert was supposed to be, but he did. You know, Prince always does extensions on his shows. He'll do like 15 encores. No one could. A lot of people couldn't get the encore. It cut off after that hour.
Shameful.
So it's like you paid for it. It's like I didn't even get the full concert.
Just tacky.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't be doing that to your new customers when you're already on the struggle bus. What?
Right. And especially Apple Music's about to come hard.
Like, what? I can't get the what? I would have been mad.
Yeah.
So no.
Well,
but I also would not pay $9.99 to stream music every month.
Me either. All right, well, we got to wrap up, but let us know what you guys think about that subject as well. Will you be going and downloading on Tidal for Prince's new record, Hit and Run, on September 7th? Let us know what you Think about that. Also, let us know what you think about this week's buzzer meter question, which is, are you going to see Straight Outta Compton, yes or no?
Hell yeah.
Of course.
I hope it's yes, but we'll know next week.
I predict it's going to pass that 50 million. I think they're going to come in at like 72.
I'm going to
For
go
opening
with,
weekend?
let's make predictions on that. I'm going to go with around 56.
77.
Whoever comes closest without going over wins the new goal.
Without going over? Damn, all right. I'm going to say...
What did I say? 72? Okay.
72.
Hold on, I got to write it down.
I got to write mine down too. I don't have it.
72. What'd you say? 56, Dario?
56, 72, when did you say?
You said
77.
77, 80.
Oh,
80. All right.
Oh,
Okay.
and he just went over. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I hope not.
I
Courtney,
really
where
wanted
can,
to say 100.
Courtney, where can fans find you?
114.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Stuart Starlet.
Jesse, where can fans find you?
DJ Jesse J.
Courtney. What's your name? Aaliyah?
Is it because we're all black? We look the same? Is
Yes.
that
We look the same,
Yes,
yeah.
we've
okay.
already talked about that subject on this show before. No, you don't all look.
What
we don't all
haven't
look
we
alike.
talked about on this?
Right, what haven't we talked about? Aaliyah, where can fans find you?
In a back alley somewhere.
All right.
That's dirty, y'all.
On my period.
Real dirty
In
on
a back
Friday.
alley,
Right.
Trump. Okay, 818. Oh, no. Sorry, how it got there.
Wow. It's real excitable up in
That's
here.
my name. Everything's my name. Aaliyah Cruz.
Y'all, it is 102 degrees out here. That is why we is losing it,
Black
y'all.
people are hot in the studio. They're talking crazy. All right, you can find me at Derrial Christon
Aaliyah,
on
are you from the
Instagram,
Valley?
Twitter, and Facebook. Please tune in next week, and we'll read the results. And go see Straight Outta Compton. Have a great weekend.
Good thing you didn't say that fast.
From executives Kevin Undergaro, Derrial Christon, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio, Instagramming @KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
Hollywood redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.